we receive in the for the 4 years that I've been leader of the party, we received two checks from Miller Simons O'Sullivan. As you would see from their response, the first one they've indicated was a direct contribution from the company, and they're now saying to us that the second contribution was on behalf of Mario Hoffman. We never received any indication of that before.
The mystery surrounding the two large checks, one for $20,000 and the other for $50,000, given to the People's Democratic Movement in the year 2006 and 2007, has been solved. The findings are that the claim made by chief developer for Salke Development Company, Mario Hoffman, stating that he had donated funds to both the PDM and the PNP is true. This is a copy of the $50,000 pay stub sent in the name of local law firm Miller Simons O'Sullivan, and News 4 also has a copy of the leader of the opposition, Floyd Seymour's letter to the law firm questioning the donation and their response.
My life is an open book. I have never sought to hide anything. I have no reason to hide anything.
In Seymour's September 1st letter to senior partner at Miller Simons O'Sullivan Attorneys at Law, Carlos Simons, and managing partner at the firm, Timothy O'Sullivan, as he backtracked where the checks originated, Seymour queried on whether they were made on behalf of any of the firm's clients. Seymour, in his letter, said, quote, "Our records indicate that in the period leading up to the 2007 general election, we received two checks from Miller Simons O'Sullivan, one in the amount of US $25,000 in November of 2006 and one in the amount of US $50,000 in February 2007. Both of these have been recorded in our records as contributions from Miller Simons O'Sullivan." End quote. Responding to Seymour's letter 2 days later after their records were checked, the managing partner, Timothy O'Sullivan, said that the company did make a political donation to the PDM in the sum of $20,000 on November 1, 2006, not $25,000 as stated in Seymour's letter. O'Sullivan, commenting on the $50,000 donation, said that in February of 2007, quote, "We provided the People's Democratic Movement with a client account check drawn on Miller Simons O'Sullivan client account. However, that was a political donation on behalf of Mario Hoffman." End quote. Seymour said that he never knew and has no clue why Hoffman would make the donation in this mysterious manner, and even leading up to the 2007 general elections, he claimed that he and his PDM colleagues never knew Hoffman. Hoffman's $50,000 and MSOS's $20,000 was spent on footing the expenses of the 2007 PDM election campaign. The donation size and the sender of it was nothing questionable at the time, says Seymour, and this is why.
It's not uncommon for persons to contribute more than $20,000 to a political campaign.
That's why you guys didn't see anything skeptical about it.
No.
Okay.
And because of the source. I mean, they're a reputable company. I mean, no one would expect anything. And to be honest, if you realize in 2007, let's take this, if we go back to 2007, before the general election, to be honest with you, I had no idea who Mario Hoffman was. Right? His project was not something that was in the public domain at that point. It was not something that was widely discussed.
According to the PDM, Stefan Krall of Salke Devco strongly refuted the claim that their donation was intended to be anonymous. However, 3 years later, this donation is just coming into the limelight. While the political party has been under intense heat with many of their own supporters who are questioning whether Seymour did have relations with the tainted developer as reports indicate, or whether he can be trusted, the PDM leader said that he can and he has no secrets. He said this unfortunate issue has no comparison to that of the Progressive National Party.
Even if this check that came from Miller Simons O'Sullivan for $50,000 was indeed from him, I mean, take this into context now. The Sun has already reported that he made a direct contribution to the PNP of over $500,000. as you saw in the Commission of Inquiry, there was a loan that the former premier got of like some $6 million that was secured by elements of the Salt Key Development Project. You're talking about $6.5 million to $50,000. So there's no equation between his relationship with the PNP and his relationship with the PDM.
Tune in tomorrow night as we delve into Seymour's attempt to take legal action against the controversial website TCI Journal and explore what really happened in their recent closed-door National General Council meeting. For WIV4 News, I'm Nikara John.